Well, check this out. A little bit smoky, so it's hard to see clear across, but you can see the dam right down there. And this is the Jordanelle Reservoir. See, maybe you can see, but you can see the boats out there around. Oh, there's a bigger one over here tugging out. Just people out playing and having fun, but I thought at least it was a pretty place to stop and look. Unfortunately, all these mountains are covered with cabins and houses. Not as pretty as it used to be, but such as it is. Anyway, talk to you. Well, another stop to check in, just because I thought this was really pretty. Looking at all the trees and the mountains. If you look down here, there's all of these little ponds. Isn't that so cool? Gotta come up here with you guys and have a camp, or have a camp. That sounds weird. Come up with you guys and camp, because I'll bet there's a lot of fun. You know, stay at that campground down there and have a lot of fun along the water along there. Anyway, and then over there's another campground there that probably leads out to some more water over there. We'll have to check it out. And this road continues on up to Mirror Lake, but I think I'm going to take the road less traveled, maybe. Anyway, up over the mountain this way. So, talk to you later. So here's the trail I've been coming up. And that's looking out over the valley. If you look way down there, there's the road I was on earlier. That I showed you a picture of, that has the streams and little ponds next to it. Just stopping for another beautiful shot of the beautiful view. Just to share this exploration with you. Anyway, onward and upward. Look off of here. Several pretty campsites along here. Oh, look. That pine tree died. Probably from some pine beetles or something. Although the trunk of it down here is burned, so maybe there was a fire up here years ago. These trees don't seem to be affected by the burn. But this tree that fell down here is. So is that over there. And that right there, that's a burned stick. Some more on further on. Oh, right there's a burned stick too. So there must have been some fire up here. Although, well, if you look down there, some of those have burns across the bottom, but there's a lot of dead trees still didn't burn out of here, so the fire must have moved through quickly and not affected a lot of it. Up here, I'm not seeing a lot of evidence that it jumped the road and went onto that part. So, who knows? And here is video of driving up the trail. Got a pretty good drop over here on the right side. And a mountain climbing up on the left. The trail just, oh my. Anyway, not sure if that cut out or not, because the dash bumped against the button and shut the video off. So, maybe that'll be less bumpy. It's a pretty bumpy road, lots of big rocks. Oof, oof. You can see the camera shaking around. And looking over here, look at that. Isn't that cool looking? And coming back into the trees again. service, or I guess I probably won't have service, but I wonder if I'll have, if my phone will be able to make a video without having cellular service. Several places across here, there's these little turnouts that go back to really nice little campsites. Or a few hours later, I would probably stay here. Whoa, this is a really nice one. Lots of space, lots of room. If we came up here, we could bring your bike and you could ride around. That'd be a lot of fun. Anyway, pretty spot. So, back to the trail. Okay, now this one I need to show you. But I had to wait a few minutes because there was people with side-by-sides and very loud music for a minute, but look throughout all this. Isn't that pretty? This was supposed to be a loop that drove you in and out and around and back down to the trail, because the other trail came to an end. So I think I'm going to have to backtrack back down to the road. Whatever, no big deal. Not in any hurry anywhere, but look at this tree that has been growing up over the rocks. It's probably that tree right there. But look at this. Isn't that cool? So pretty. This would be another place to come up, perhaps camp. The only concern is how popular it might be. I don't know, because just up the trail there was some other people camping there. See if I can step down a little bit. Oh, I'm gonna fall in the water. I may be wet tonight. Look at that, isn't that cool? All the bugs and plants growing up through the water. Okay, so I was reading about it, and you see how this lake, I'm not sure how well it's showing up in this video, but the brown water is not dirty. It's because with all of this forest growth and the decay from everything, that tannin leaches into the water, which tannin is what gives it that brown tea colored, not that we necessarily know that about tea color, but that's how they described it. But that's what gives it the tea colored color. It's the tannins that leach out of the trees and other forest decay. So it's not inherently dirty or anything wrong with it. We're just used to clear or blue to blue-green water. Of course, it's not inherently clean either, because it's open water in the mountain. You don't know what kind of bacteria grow in it, so you always have to treat or filter any water you drink in the mountains or anywhere in nature. But anyway, I just thought that was interesting when I read about that, because back east, New York especially when we were there, but a lot of places back east, the rivers are brown, and not muddy brown. It's clear like this is, but it's brown water instead of the clear or blue that we're used to in our rivers. So anyway, I'm gonna head back up to the Jeep if I can get back off of this log without tipping in. Not that I have very far to go. I was not very adventurous today. So there we go. Oh look, I made it. I didn't even fall and die. Look at that. It must just be a lot of water in the ground because it's just coming up through and soaking down into that lake. This tree fell down. Kind of cool. Ooh. Big carpenter ant. see him crawling through there. You see how big he is. He's almost as big as the end of my finger. But yeah, this is a really pretty place. Would be a really pretty place to camp if it doesn't get a lot of side-by-side people coming in. Side-by-sides are so noisy, and then they tend to blast music as well, which that can be frustrating. So, and there's the Jeep again. So, yeah, I tend to think that this probably wouldn't be the greatest place to camp because it's the end and a turnaround. So you'd have a lot of people coming down the trail, and while you're trying to camp, they'd be turning around. I mean, there's a fire ring right there, but this time of year and with this weather, you can't have a fire in the fire rings. It has to be an approved campground with a developed campground with an approved fire pit. So not just a fire ring. Anyway, well, come to the end of another trail. Seems like a lot of these up here are just dead ends, nothing really connecting through, although this one looks like it'll go on down the trail a ways. However, I think I would have to have a real hard time getting over and or around that tree. It's at least as big around as I am, which is saying something these days. Oh, I mean, never mind. But yeah, and this is only like the third one I've come to. Let me show you what we're looking at up here. And I haven't gone very far. If you look right through there, you can kind of see the Jeep through there. But yeah, let's go back up. This has been a really rough trail, so it's been slow going, somewhere between 2.5 and 5 miles per hour, which is really slow. So these little things, not a big deal. Clean them out, drive over them, whatever, no big deal. This one, I've got the Sawzall in the back of the Jeep. I could cut that off and go on past. Again, that's not a big deal. This one here, I could cut that one in half and drag it out of the way. That's not that big a deal. I'm gonna walk around this way rather than trying to climb through all those branches. But then there's this one, which it is possible that I could get this one out of my way, cut those two parts there, hook a tow strap on and drag it back out of the way. I don't know, but given everything that's coming up on the way down the trail, I don't see that it's worth it. So end of another route. Maybe one day somebody will come up and clean these trees off. Maybe someday we'll come to it. But for now, such as it is, I think I'm gonna turn around. Every trail I've tried to get through doesn't go all the way through to Mirror Lake, so I'm gonna head back down to the start of this trail, jump back on the highway, head over to Mirror Lake, and then find a place to camp because it's about 3:30 and I need to find something. I need to start looking by about 5 o'clock, so I have another hour and a half before I really need to start looking. I need to have somewhere found by 7 or so because it gets dark at 9 and I'd like to have everything set up and ready by then. There are a lot of trails. There are a lot of dispersed campsites up here, as well as these larger flies and bees. Nothing bothering too much, but they just kind of buzz around your head and you're like, get out of here. So I don't feel like it'll be a problem finding somewhere to camp, but nonetheless, I need to get out and get looking. So off we go, back in the Jeep and on the way. Holy cow, there are a lot of people up in this area today. But I think, and I'll show you the site in a minute, but I think I'm going to stay here by this. I'm stone's throw from this. Anyway, very pretty. I would love to bring you guys up here because this is an amazing area. So it is a fee site, but you're not allowed to have campfires if you don't pay for a fee site. So tonight, that's what I'll do. Tomorrow, I'll find somewhere better. But it's getting late enough, and I had enough dead ends and had to turn around that I decided to go ahead and just accept this rather than huddle in with a bunch of other people in a place that you're not allowed to have any campfire. So I got to get that wood out of the back of the truck, you know. Can't just let it ride there. Can't bring it back. So anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Okay, well, back to the campsite. Not kind of close to toilets, but far enough that it shouldn't be a problem. And, you know, not bad. Fairly private. These people right through there have seemed to be pretty quiet, which is good. Looking around, just really pretty. There's that van right there. Kind of hard to see. Just on the other side of the trees, but they've got their van between here and their campsite. So I think this will be a fairly reasonably quiet place to be. I found a couple others, but they were more open and exposed, and several of them had dogs nearby, which I'm not a fan of listening to dogs bark. So here we are. Anyway, haven't had lunch yet, and it's nearly 6, so I guess I'm just going to skip lunch and go for some dinner. Talk to you later. Morning. Just thought I'd show you where I decided to stop and eat breakfast. Okay, it's not actually that far. I just kind of walked a little ways up the hill from the camp site. But got my egg sandwich, which is, you know, getting to be a staple for breakfast. But kind of an amazing place. The Jeep is right down there. Anyway, see you guys. Hey buddy, check this out. Isn't that pretty? Just a little teeny stream that's off the side of the road. I think that'd be a fun place to come explore though. What do you think? Walk through the water, explore the rocks. It's just a slow little trickle. Be kind of fun. Check out this old tree. Well, tree stump. It's not still a tree, but all those burls and everything all over it. It looks like it's been shot a lot too. Probably a lot of bullets in it. Anyway. And then down further. Looks like they get a lot more runoff in this in the spring, but right now, just a little teeny stream. Pretty cool. I hope you guys are having fun down there in California with your hikes and seeing family and everything. Just pulled off the side into some forest area. It's right there by where the stream was I just showed you. Anyway, hope you're having a great day. Hey buddy boy, I just wanted to stop real quick and show you the view, Deer Creek Reservoir. So there's the dam right there, where the road, well, right there, where the road goes across, and the dam, and then the lake, and it goes on up and around back inside there. A whole bunch of people out on the lake boating around, but it's so big that you don't see a lot of them from here, but kind of cool. And This is just at the base of this mountain area. The Jeep's just right over there over the hillside. I just thought I'd hike up a little bit and see if I could get a little bit better view for you. Well, anyway, at this point, I'm gonna head back down to that parking lot down there. And then I'm back down into the Provo area. So, ooh, yes, look at this. That's Timpanogos up there. Still got snow on it. Actually, where I was camped last night, there was a couple little patches of snow. So, I guess the snow's not all gone, but it was almost freezing last night. I think it got down to about 40 degrees. So, anyway, maybe one of these next days, in the next few years, we can take you and hike up to the top of Timpanogos. So much to show you. So much beauty out here. Anyway, hope you're having fun. Bye.